Let's go fishing. I'm on a mission. It's so pretty, I'd sure hate to waste this chance. We'll find us a shady little spot, not too cool, not too high. Perfect for a little fishing and romance. Oh yes. Nothing so inviting, nothing quite as exciting.
Good morning, boys and girls. I'm out here. I'm going to do a few different things this morning. I'm gonna throw the fluke, wacky worm, and small baits. Then I'm going to troll a little bit for some specks. Just a combination of everything. You know, I just like catching fish. Now I could go out in the lake and fish for some big ones and catch 3 or 4 big ones and go down to Worm Cove and Horse Island, Tin House, but you know, you get down there, you might catch 3 or 4, or you know, and they're coming in though. It's getting better down there. But I like catching numbers. I just like catching fish. So fish on, guys. Fish on. Fish on, man. Fish on. Red and white, guys. Red and white. Seems like that's been the color here lately, is red and white. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, I didn't do no good with the bass, and I just couldn't even get a strike there in the canal this morning. So I just put out the trolling rods, and you can see that it's not a bit of wind blowing, and the fish were staged out in. I turned on my electronics, and they were staged out in the about 15 foot, and they were suspended down about 10 foot, 10 to 11 foot, and that's. I got some line twist on my one of my spinners, and what happens is if you get a twister tail on there and you get it kind of curled up, and it's not straight on there, it'll twist and twist your line up. Now you got to make sure that thing is straight, or it'll twist your line up. Or you can put swivels on above them too, and a lot of people do that. They put a swivel up there above it. I think I'm going to go in the river in the morning, in the lake, and do a little trolling, and I'm going to get my Dodgers out. My Dodgers on, which kind of it's a little bit of a tractor, and see how they are in the river. I haven't been in the river for a while. I've been catching them in the canal, so I didn't have to go to the river, but I'm going to see how they are out there. See, it's hard to go to the river in the lake when I'm catching 11 and 12 inch specks in the canal, so, but that's all right,
Red and white, guys. Red and white. I switched everything over to red and white because that's what they're hitting, and I'm going 1 mile an hour.
See how straight that was?
That's a good one right there. That's about 11, 12 inches long there, guys.
Or your line will twist on you. You got to keep that thing straight. And every once in a while, I just too lazy. I don't do it, and I pay for it, and I get a lot of twisted lines, and I have to cut it off, redo it, because you can't hardly straighten that real thin line. I've got 6 pound, 4 pound test on. You can't hardly straighten it out. I mean, now if you got 14 or up, you can straighten it out, but that real thin line you can't. You just got to cut it off, retie, and that's what I've done. But you can see what a beautiful morning it was. Now it was just a nice morning, and I had my electronics on, and I could stay in them, and I think I caught 36 of them, and I caught 13 keepers, morning. Again, a lot of them was little, but then I caught 13. It was pretty nice, you know. But I can always say, I've got plenty of fish. I don't need to keep none of them. I just throw them back. Caught a few bass trolling, little bass trolling on that red and white. I'm throwing them back here about 15, 20 yards behind the boat. And I've only got 4 poles out. And most of them are coming in the prop wash back here. Like I always say, I mean, the prop wash always produces fish. It just makes it really erratic. And them fish is a reaction bite. You know, come up there and hammer it, you know. So, yeah. I lost a couple nice ones right there close to the boat. You know, if I have somebody with me, I'm going to have a net, especially because I had some big ones right up close to the boat there, and they just come off because I couldn't start to pick them up, and they just flopped off. But yeah, have that long arm net, and you won't lose any. My remote control on my electric motor is working great. I don't know what's going on with it, but it just all of a sudden it started just working great. And you know, you can set that motor at Minnesota and hit north, and it'll keep you right on your line. You know what I'm saying? It'll go straight. You don't have to fight that thing all the time. So I've done that a few times until I come to a turn, then you gotta, maneuver it around. But yeah, especially when like I am now fighting the fish, it makes it a little bit easier fighting the fish, when you got that thing, when the motor will kind of take care of itself and you can bring that fish in. Yeah, I had 2 and 3 on at a time here for a while, but most of them are little, but it's you gotta get them in, because if you don't, they'll go back and forth and tangle your line up. Yeah, again, guys, I'm using my Mafia rods. I really like them Mafia rods. They got that soft tip on them, and they're just ideal for trolling. For me, I like them. Some of the other ones, like I've always said, are stiff, really stiff, and you don't want a stiff rod when you're trolling. You want something that'll give. Like I always said, like if you tie a line to the bank or a willow and it grabs it, you can catch a 50-pound catfish on it. As long as it gives, he's just fighting that willow. Same way with these poles, they'll fight that Mafia rod, and you don't lose them. I learned the hard way when I used to troll for muskie. Take people troll muskie. I used to use them old broom handles, and if you hooked one, they'd tear the hook sleeves. And same way with a big old muskie. You had to use a soft tip on them big muskies, or you would lose them. Every once in a while, I'd get really close to the bank, and I'd catch 1 or 2 there, but 99% of them were out there in the middle in the deeper water, suspended down. I can stay in them with my electronics, and that's what's nice about that Lowrance live target, man. For trolling and crappie'n, I really like it. I mean, it really helps me put the fish in the boat. Now bass, I can find bait with it, but as far as because this is not a deep water lake out there in the lake, and it's only about, most of the time I'm fishing 2, 3, 4 foot of water. I can see bait with it, but it don't really help too much with my bass fishing down here. But it really helps with my crappie fishing. got my 10-foot rods and I put out my 6-foot rods, you know. See, the wind's starting to pick up just a little bit right here. And by the time I took out, it was starting to pick up a little bit. But it was 11 o'clock when I took out, so, you know. You know, I try not to go in a straight line. You know, sometimes I do because I just want to sit back and relax, you know. But if you watch me though, I'll zigzag. I'll go back and forth. I used to learn that trolling for trout, you know. And you did this because when you was making a turn or something, seems like that's when you got one. You know. And same way here, once in a while. I think them fish follow it sometimes. Even these crappie, I think they'll follow it ways, and then you make a turn, it'll speed up and do something erratic, and they'll grab it. You know, you don't really want to go in a straight line all the time. You know, you want to do things a little bit different. It's kind of like if you're throwing a jerk bait. You know, you don't want a jerk bait. You know, you twitch it, and you let it float up, and twitch it, and let it float up. You know, but you can see the specks are prepared. That's a largemouth bass there. Now even them little ones fight pretty good on them soft tips. The bite started slowing down where it was, and plus I want to just see some new territories. I trolled a little bit farther down here, and then I reeled them in and thought, you know, I'll go back down there where I first put in down there and troll out a little bit. And I thought I even cast it again for bass, which didn't work out. Yeah, I just run back down. You can see, boy, what a nice day. I mean, it really is. Again, I've said this before, but there's miles and miles and miles of canals down here you can fish. I mean, all around the lake, and even around the other lakes. There's just canals everywhere, and you don't have the pressure. You know, I seen one other boat. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. I seen one other boat, which that's good. I mean, that's the reason I really go up through here some of these canals to get away from the pressure. Miss Winnie back here, she's barking at her shadow there, so that's what you do.
Follow the sun, which way the wind blows when this day is done. Breathe in the
Yeah, I'm kind of hugging the bank a little bit closer here because it drops off good here. This is 20 foot where it was a little bit ago. It was, it's pretty well shallow. You have to get out in the middle to catch the fish. But right here, I was catching on shallow and I was catching them in deep both. It didn't matter. I mean, but they're not, the crappie aren't concentrated. They're just, you see one on a live target, then you see one down maybe 20 yards on a live target. And, it's just, I don't know. They haven't bunched up yet. You know what I'm saying? So. But the fish that I have cleaned, some of them, the bigger ones, they've got eggs in them, so they're getting ready to spawn, do their spawning thing. And they got to spawn out here in suspended water. There's nothing for them really to spawn on. I mean, there's no cover at all in these canals. I mean, it's just, it's just rock, mud, and sand bottoms. I did do a few things. I speeded up a little bit. It seemed like that triggered a little bit of the bite too. But I also think it brought me up off the bottom or off out, in a different depth. Tomorrow, if I go in the river, I'm going to put a bullet weight in front of them, which will take them down a little bit deeper. Because last time I was down there, it's been a couple weeks. They were right on bottom, so I got to go down there and try to get right on bottom. I haven't talked to anybody. I don't know if they've been catching them in the river or not.
Red and white, guys, red and white. Right there, red and white. Red and white's the trick, my man.
going on 11 o'clock, close to lunchtime, so I decided I'm going to put her on the trailer. And, you know, I can't complain. Had a good morning. Had a real good morning. So they always take enough poles to, you know, like if the bass thing don't happen, I can always catch a few specks, which that kind of worked out this morning. It's a little tricky putting in and out here. I mean, you got to be really careful. You'll tear something up, you know. There's no dock here. You just got to kind of climb over the front of the boat and just kind of ease in and out. But it's kind of like a sandbank when you pull up. There's, you know, you're not going to tear nothing up. You just take your time. Now on both sides there's shell rocks, so you got to be really careful. You know. This is where four-wheel drive can be handy, but I don't have four-wheel drive anymore, so I don't put in too many places like this.
Boys and girls, I tried to catch a few bass. I couldn't do it, and then I switched over. You'll see I trolled, and red and white was a ticket this morning, and wasn't no wind, and I just couldn't connect with the bass. I just couldn't get it hooked up. But I threw the shaky head like I said I was going to. Smokey Joe, caught in Cordell, Smokey Joe, threw the fluke. And I don't think I ever had a hit on that. And then I switched over and started trolling with red and white baits and started catching crappie. You can always catch something, you know what I'm saying? If you're not really producing on one thing, switch over to the other, you know, which I did this morning, and it turned out to be a pretty good morning. I caught several crappie this morning, guys. Another good morning on Lake Okeechobee, guys. Another good morning on Lake Okeechobee. if you want to go, give me a call, guys, and we'll go. The weather's starting to warm up a little bit, and when it gets cold down here, then it warms back up and the fish turn on. So it's kind of it's different every day. I mean, the fishing is different every day, you know what I'm saying? It really is. You just gotta, and when you're bass fishing, you can't beat wild shiners. I like artificial, but you can't beat wild shiners. So let's get this tub out of the water and go home, and I'll edit this out and see how I done this morning. Had a good time, guys. Good Lord, give me another good day, guys. Right there was a trick this morning, guys. Red and white, and I've been catching them on red and white. Blue and chartreuse are good, but you gotta switch out sometimes. And I did this and started catching fish.
Well, at the end, I'm going to show you a little bit of what's going on back where my home state, Davis, West Virginia, and what they're dealing with right now, and why you have snowbirds come down here in the wintertime. So we'll see how. Let's watch this and see how bad it is back here.